Hello and welcome to Dig It with me, Hester Macdonald. I'm a garden designer, author and the founder of the Swiss Gardening School. Dig It's a weekly show about gardens and plants and anything green, accessories, books, gadgets and more. It's a good time of year to get out there and mulch borders with homemade compost or well-rotted manure. I have several compost heaps in my garden, a couple for kitchen scraps like vegetable peelings and a couple for leaves and other bulkier items, and they tend to take a couple of years to make a decent usable mulch. Compost bins don't tend to make many headlines. They're bulky and mostly fairly unattractive. So I was quite surprised last year to see that a compost bin won Product of the Year at the Chelsea Flower Show. The RHS have been running a Plant of the Year for a while, and in 2011 launched the Product of the Year with various notable winners like the beautiful Pure, Frameless Greenhouse and Aglan's Potato Pot. The name of the winner from last year is a HOTBIN, and they're much better looking than most compost bins and claim to make compost in 30 to 90 days, which really is revolutionary. I spoke to the director of HOTBIN Switzerland, Ramona Azania, and asked her what made them so different.
Essentially is a highly insulated compost bin. It locks in the temperature and the heat that is generated from the bacteria process. It doesn't have any external heat resource, no electricity, and the heat is purely coming with bacteria breaking down the kitchen and garden waste. And as long as you keep adding waste on a regular basis, it maintains a temperature between 40 and 60 degrees Celsius year round. So you're not relying on composting when the weather dictates it, but it's year round. The difference is with the regular compost heap is that fundamentally the speed. Because it's so sealed and locks in the heat, it also locks in the smell. So it doesn't have the attraction of the vermin and pests that is associated with the normal compost bin. And because it also has a filter in the lid, it filters out the smell even more so it can stay close to the house. Also, it has a leachate collection, which is basically the liquid runoff of the composting process. Liquid fertilizer you can collect pretty much weekly and use it as essentially your normal liquid fertilizer. Because it is hot composting, it composts what you normally would not put in a normal heap, which is, cooked food, the fish, small bones, pet waste, and it just all of that gets processed in the hot composting.
The bins are made of EPP, can stay outdoors winter and summer, and are well enough insulated that they don't overheat or freeze. Many other systems require additives of some sort to make the compost biodegrade. I asked Ramona what you need to do to help a hot bin along.
In general, what you will add, let's say for every small bucket of waste, food waste or kitchen garden waste you put in, need to add half a bucket of shredded paper, and that's to essentially absorb moisture, and a fifth of what is called bulking agent, which is wood chips. And the wood chips is so that allows for airflow inside the bin, and that's why it does aerobic composting. That's the only things you will add whenever you put in waste, some paper and some bulking agent, and that's the only thing that you need to add.
And the bulking agent, do you have to get that from HOTBIN or can you use any wood chips?
At the delivery, you will get a 25-liter bag of wood chips already that comes with it. I get it from the garden shops, and people essentially this type is available in all the garden shops, and that's where you pick it up. Let's say for 14 francs, a 50-liter bag that will last you a good year.
That was Ramona Azania of HOTBIN Switzerland talking about how HOTBINs work. Ramona got involved with HOTBIN having seen a friend in the UK use theirs, and at the time was looking for a way to do something for her community, and HOTBIN seemed like a good way to do that. She had a few shipped and lent them to various friends to test them out. I cheekily asked if she knew of any times when the HOTBIN really didn't work, and out of all the tests there was only one example. The tester expressly didn't do as the guidelines advise and tried to only compost green waste with no bulking agent and no paper, and unsurprisingly it quickly turned into an anaerobic black foul-smelling sludge. So don't do that, folks. If you're interested in finding out about a HOTBIN, have a look at hotbin.ch. This might be the perfect time to check out home composting. My thanks to Ramona Azania of HOTBIN for answering all my questions on the phone. I'm Hester Macdonald and you've been listening to Dig It. Happy gardening.